Back on the Tanghalang Pilipino stage for its final week is Ang Pag-uusig, based on a famous play on the Salem Witch Trials. Director Dennis Marasigan tells us how he brought this intense story to life right here on The Final Word. Direk, thank you so much for joining us. This is the third restaging of Ang Pag-uusig 2017, 2018, and 2023.
That's right.
Why should people watch it again?
Well, you know, Arthur Miller himself said that of all the plays that he has written, The Crucible is probably the most staged among the works. And he says that it probably is because you always see it in countries that have just come out of a dictatorship or going into one, and it serves either as a reminder or a warning. So in 2017,
a lot of lessons then to be learned from Ang Pag-uusig.
So it was
leadership and dictatorship.
Right. So in 2017, that seemed to be very appropriate with regards to the fears at the time regarding the possibility of dictatorship, and also with the efforts of the government then to weed out certain sectors in society, you know, like a witch hunt. And then it was so successful that we brought it back in 2018. Now that it's 2023, there was a feeling that it probably is time to bring it back again. But surprisingly, when we were rehearsing the play and asking the new batch of actors about what they feel about the play, there was a new sensibility that seems to have crept into the play. And
that is what?
And it seems that we're not talking about witch hunt per se, but one of the things that is also discussed in the play is how things that are untrue can become the truth and become prevalent.
Fake news becoming real news.
Right, and so it starts out with just an accusation, and because there is no other way for people but to believe what they, even things that they cannot see. And then so you have people who are normally neighbors and friends and even relatives go turn against each other.
Oh, it's just Marites and Marisol.
Actually, we've heard some audiences remarking in certain scenes, uy, napaka-Marites naman niya. So it seems
they can relate.
Yes, yes. Oh. And the thing is, what's interesting is that we translated it. We're not really adapting it into the Philippine setting. You still hear the names of people as written by Arthur Miller. You're still
so you're really loyal to the original material?
Yes.
How many % of it is loyal to Arthur Miller's Crucible?
We made some additions just to take out some material so that it's not too long, and also because of practical considerations, we followed some previous productions in terms of characters that they have cut. But otherwise, you're still going to be watching a play that talks of John Proctor and Salem, Massachusetts. And all the names are still loyal to the Arthur Miller original, except that it's really intriguing and interesting that audiences come out of it, and the feedback that they've gotten is that, you know, it's so Filipino, it's so like us, you know, and we see ourselves in it. There are people who have been coming out of the play and saying, you know, I came out to be entertained, and then I came out questioning my own self.
You know, I was reading some reviews, direct, and the review said that every line thrown was a pierce to the heart. Can you give us maybe some samples of these piercing lines in Ang Pag-uusig?
Well, one of the things that have been most often quoted is that, you know, people saying that maniniwala ka ba sa kasinungalingan yan? Mapapatawad mo ba ako? Pag sinabi ko ang kasinungalingan yan, hindi ko mapapatawad ang sarili ko. And so it's really talking about truth and lies. And for some people, it was the line that says, nakita ko na ang demonyo, and then they see themselves and feel themselves as if they're being spoken to by those lines.
And you know, Direk, there's even a warning sign, no? At the entrance saying graphic content may be upsetting.
Yes.
Well, is this a glaring indication that the production did not hold back on its, you know, localized version of the play?
Well, one of the things that we noticed also, and this was in the original production that we did in 2017, which was true to Arthur Miller, was that there are certain scenes that are only implied in the play. And my take on the material is that if it's only implied and only people are only talking about it, it's much the same way that when you see statistics of people dying or people getting killed, it doesn't really affect you. So we've chosen to present some scenes that are not in the play per se, but are implied in the play. And that's what we're warning people, that, you know, they might expect to see things that are maybe too graphic for some. So it's just a warning, really.
All right, and of course, it's also intriguing, right, to a lot of viewers
Well, to some
see
peop-
to see that warning sign.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then
What can we see in Ang Pag-uusig that
Well,
we don't see in other plays?
Well, there's somebody who had written about it that it's literally stage shaking. So
oh my, and it's running on its final weekend.
yeah, so it's the last chance for people to catch it. Yeah.
But of course, from 2017, 2018, now 2023, 5 years later, did you make any innovations in terms of sets, in terms of lights? Is there any different touch that you've
Well,
put into the
there's a
show?
change in the venue. In 2017 and 2018, this was performed at the Tanghalang Batute, which is a much smaller venue than the theater we're playing in right now, which is the Tanghalang Ignacio Jimenez, the new block box theater of the CCP. And the other thing is that of the original cast that performed in 2017 and 2018, only 1/3 have remained. So 2/3 of the cast are new.
1/3 are holdouts
Yes.
from 2017
Yes.
and 2018.
And now only 2/3 have new actors. And also, because of the configuration of the theater, we have changed some of the blocking. And of course, the interpretation is much different because in a way, it's good that we have actors. Some of the new actors are actually mature individuals. We even have a lawyer in the cast. We have teachers who are in the cast who have joined the company.
What
as
about
actors.
broadcast journalists?
None so
Are they
far.
welcome?
Yes, of
To be
course.
part of the cast?
Yes, of course.
Journalists?
I can think of a role for you.
I like that.
I don't know whether as the perceived oppressor or one of the victims.
But of course, the last time we spoke, it was via Zoom.
Right.
A lot of restrictions.
Right.
Now that restrictions have eased, Direk, are we seeing now more people going back to theater? Is it now alive and kicking once again?
I would like to say that it is, but actually there are still some people who are holdouts. They're still wanting to be assured that when they go to the theater that it's going to be safe. And for us, we've been running for 3 weeks and we've never had any instance of like any other infection or rise in any positivity rate in any of the actors or any of the audiences. So we think that it's fine to go to the theater. There are, of course, certain restrictions and protection that you still need to abide by. But otherwise, we'd like to invite people to the theater. And now that it's really the last weekend, it's probably the best time to catch Ang Pag-uusig.
We'll definitely catch up this weekend on Ang Pag-uusig of Tanghalang Pilipino. Thank you so much and all the best and congratulations on the staging of Ang Pag-uusig, which is a play adapted from Arthur Miller's The Crucible.
Thank you very much.
Director Dennis Marasigan.